All right, guys, we are live. It's episode 252 of the Shooter's Mindset. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Co-host joining me, Jennifer Seymour. What's going on, Jen?
Hey, everybody.
Cannon's in the house. What's going on, Greg?
What's going on?
And guest star of the hour, owner of Warhorse Development, that's Chaz Bales. What's going on, Chaz?
Heck of a lot. How you guys doing?
Doing all right. Here we're going to talk a little bit about the PRS scene, a lot about your company, talk about some of the bags you're making and all that. Going to get into show sponsors here, the folks over at Tactical Shit. All right, shop.tacticalshit.com for all your tactical shit needs. Probably have some PRS stuff over there. They definitely have a lot of firearms parts, a lot of apparel, and all that kind of. They kind of got it all. It's a one-stop shop. We have a discount code coming from them later on in the show, so stay tuned for that. Folks over at GSL Technology Suppressors, all right? The world's finest suppressors. That's gsltechnologies.com, so go over there if you're in the market for a can. If you're watching on the YouTube side of things, as always, the top right-hand corner, you can join the conversation, get your questions over there. I think Jen's over there scanning those. So if you want to give some Jen some action, I know this is going to – it's weird. Jen some action, you can go on YouTube side of things. If you want to give the Cannon some action, head over to the Shooter's Mindset Facebook page. Very top post or most recent post, you can plug in your comments below that post. We'll get the questions over to Chaz later throughout the show. So let's kick this one off here. For those who aren't familiar with you, Chaz, tell us a little bit more about yourself. Tell us about Warhorse Development, your company, and what kind of got you into shooting, making bags, and starting the company.
I'm from the West out here in Montana, and joined the Marine Corps after high school and went in the Marines, did some tours in Iraq, came home, tried to ride broncs. Didn't do very good because bronc riding is a pretty rough sport, and I broke a lot of bones actually doing that. And then I went to college and got my engineering degree. And I was working as an engineer, and I was really missing the Marine Corps and missing shooting and missing the brotherhood and stuff like that. So I started shooting and doing stuff like that, and got into precision rifle shooting. And I started doing my own gunsmithing, built my own rifle and that whole thing. And one winter, it was doggone 40 below outside, and my shop wasn't insulated, so it was really, really cold, and you don't want to be running your lathe when it's 40 below. And so I came through all my shooting gear, and I said, doggone, I have a hole in my gear. What is it? Well, I had just one shooting bag, and that was a bag that my wife had made me when we first got married. And so I go up to my wife. I was like, hey, can you make me a new shooting bag? And she's like, no, you go do it yourself. I was like, well, I don't know how to sew. She's like, well, you'll figure it out. So I got a quick lesson from my mother-in-law on how to run a sewing machine. And so I started making some bags out of my old camis. And pretty soon, some friends of mine that I shot with, but at this time, I think I only shot like 2 matches, 2 or 3 matches. And some friends of mine that I shot with were like, hey, man, can you build me a bag like that and whatnot? So I made some pretty cool bags out of camis that I wore in Iraq. A few guys that were like in Afghanistan and stuff like that, they gave me the camis and made them rear bags. And then I went to one match and started. I was hanging out with a former Marine Corps sniper, Brandon St. Clair, and he and I were shooting, and he was teaching me some tricks and tips and giving me tips and stuff like that. And he had a pile of freaking bags with him, a whole pile of bags with him. And I was like, dude, why do you have so many bags? He's like, well, I got a bag for this. I got a bag for that. I got a bag for this. Like, dude, we need to shrink this stuff down, and we need to come up with a better way to do stuff, because that's just your load is too much. Because I'm always thinking about, like, what am I going to use when I'm hunting, and what if this is good enough to go down range with Marines and soldiers defending freedom? Like, so we got to figure something better out. Engineers were weird like that, pretty antisocial and just think about stuff. And then so we started talking throughout the day and kind of came up with the kind of the flagship of our company, and the Saracen bag came up with the flagship of our company, the Saracen, and started marketing it, and it's kind of blown up from there. Really. Oh.
It's really, if it wasn't for your wife, this company probably wouldn't.
Pretty good chance. Yeah, actually, I tell her it's her fault all the time. Like, she'll complain at me because it's incredible the amount of hours a small business owner works, and I put a lot of hours in. my wife would be like, "Are you coming to bed?" No, I got to finish these bags. I gotta work and gotta get these bags done. And she's like, "Oh, you gotta come up, come to bed and hang out, watch TV with me or something like that." It's like, your fault.
Yeah, you always have that. You always have that excuse for sure.
That's right.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, the whole marine thing. I mean, did you notice that really was a big benefit, or did you really notice that you were getting your butt kicked out there on the competition, or what? How that work out for you?
So my fundamentals were solid. From the Marine Corps and shooting some NRA stuff, my fundamentals were solid. It was just a lot of the other stuff, like the problem solving end of approaching the stage. That's where I was really getting my butt kicked, is that problem solving end. And then when you start thinking about the problem solving end and you're thinking about that too much, you start losing on your fundamentals and back and forth. So yeah, it was a benefit, but maybe not as much of a benefit as it really could be.
Oh, there we go. Warhorse Development. Tell us where that kind of name all came from.
So as a kid, so I live in Charles Russell country, where C.M. Russell, the famous artist, was living in and doing stuff. And my dad has this painting of a cowboy. It's right before his famous painting, The Bronco Breakfast, where this horse is bucking through the campfire and stuff. Well, this painting that he has is this cowboy holding the reins of that horse, looking at the horse, and knowing just things are going to go awry here real soon, and that horse is kind of snorty, and he head up and kind of snorting and looking at him. Well, I always screwed up the name of it as a kid. I always thought the name of the painting was When Horses Make War, There's a Little Chance for Peace. And so that's where the name came from. But the true name of the painting is When Horses Talk, There's Slim Chance for Truce. So I had to look that up so I wouldn't screw it up. And I was like, oh, dang, forgot. I screwed that name up. But that's where the name came from, was a Charles Russell painting and a little boy screwing up the name of the painting. So
that's pretty cool. And you said you had a lot of, I guess, horses in your life and in your
yes.
family and everything.
Yep. I grew up riding horses and ranching and stuff like that. Like, Dad still has cows, and he ropes and rodeos, and my sister's down in New Mexico kicking butt rodeoing down there. I tried my heart out to be a bronc rider like Dad, and too many broken bones kind of breaks the egg in a kid. When I was 15, I actually had a bucking horse flip straight over backwards on me and do a lot of damage. That kind of broke an egg right there, but I still tried to be like Dad and tried to go do that stuff. And I've worked for several different ranches from Wyoming to Montana, and I love horses. Horses are, I mean, our civilization really is built on the horse. Without the horse, we wouldn't be where we are today. And I just kind of want to, the names of all my products are actually named after real live war horses, and I kind of want to pay homage to the horse with everything that we do.
That's pretty cool. And it was funny when we were talking the other day. You were saying about, like, horses for ranching and rodeo and this and that and the other thing. And it's so funny, and Jen can probably talk about this a little bit more than I can, but like, that's not what we use horses for where we're at. Like, horses is something that what do the rich people do with their horses in Aiken, Jen? Like,
race.
Race, is that what the Aiken people do?
They race. Yeah, they have a steeplechase, and they have a Triple Crown in March here. It's kind of a big horse community in Aiken, but it's a lot of riding and equestrial and the jumping and then the racing. So,
yeah.
Yep.
I think the rodeos and ranches sounds a little bit more fun to me.
Yeah, the rodeo stuff is wild stuff, and I only know one other guy that I've ever talked to, a local guy that did this stuff. I don't know. He said he did it for a living at one point. Now I never looked into that type of style, and you said your dad did it, but I know that's a wild way to. I'm sure there's a lot of adrenaline, that's a wild way to make a living, don't you think?
It's a hell of a wild way to make a living. So, you guys should listen to some Chris Ledoux, the older Chris Ledoux stuff, where he talks about rodeo and living the rodeo life. And a lot of those guys that do rodeo, I mean, they're hurt most of the time. I mean, it is especially if you're in the rough stock and riding bareback horses or saddle broncs or bulls. you're hurt most of the time. If you're a roper, like a team roper or a calf roper, you're not hurt near as much, but it's still a huge expense on their end because they have to take care of their horse. They got a trailer everywhere that they go. It's a pretty amazing thing. I have some friends down in Billings, the Taran brothers, and they actually like it when the gas prices get high because that's a tax write-off. Whereas the rest of us, we don't like that because, well, we're not driving as much as they are, and that's how they're making their living, is going from this pro rodeo to that pro rodeo to that pro rodeo and winning and kicking butt at those rodeos. And so they need to look and find those tax write-offs, and that's one of the places they find it is in the gas. But it's a rough way to live. I mean, a list of injuries I got from riding horses. I broke my arm, fractured my leg. This leg swelled up to the size of a watermelon when a bucking horse flipped over on me. I broke ribs on both sides of my chest. Broke another wrist, I think. Broke my ankle doing it too, and it's rough. It really is. It's rough. You have to be a tough dude to make it successful.
I think I'll stick to shooting guns and racing trucks. It's a lot safer than playing with horses. It sounds like.
Yeah, it can be.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the way this whole show got started is actually, I think it was Jennifer tagged me in a post.
I tagged you in it. Really, I won you that bag.
By the way, guys, if there's a giveaway on Warhorse's page, they are real. I won this bag and got to talk to Chad. Like, this is a cool dude. Let's bring him on the show. So I got this awesome Comanche that I finally got to play with for the first time over the weekend. Tell us a little bit about like this bag, like what was your design intent, what it's good for, and then we'll go into a little bit of like what you guys have coming in the future. And
I did tag you for selfish reasons though, because I wanted to win, but you won instead.
I know, and I tagged my probably either my younger brother or Turner because I wanted to win it as well.
So the bag design came from that match when I was talking to the former Marine Corps sniper, and because we were talking about something that needed to go over just a barricade and whatnot. And I was brand new to this stuff and didn't know lick about anything. And he's like, we need something that can really go over a wider area and conform to odd obstacles that you'd come across, especially in the field shooting. We do a lot of field shooting out here compared to your barricade shooting that you have back east and at other places. Like on the where I run matches up here, you're shooting off of rocks, all kinds of different weird things that aren't that I didn't make, but God did. And so I started designing this when I was sitting in my truck at work when I was on a road job, and it was raining out, and I just started drawing and designing and coming up with stuff and made my first. Actually, this is the first one I made. This guy here. This is the very first Saracen that existed, and I made this on my wife's Singer sewing machine, and it's quite rough. I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
First bag you made?
Yeah, this is the first Saracen I made. I made a couple like just flat bags, this regular flat rear bags before this.
I was about to say, damn, you're ambitious.
This was still ambitious as hell.
Yeah,
it took 3/4 of a day to make this booger, and I put these doggone things on there as an afterthought. I was like, because I actually did it after I completed the bag. I was like, oh crap, how am I gonna carry this thing around? I was like, I don't know, it's really on there. So I got weird little straps here, and I took it to a match and showed it to some folks, and they said, oh, this is a great idea. You should put some handles on it and then go from there. And they're very supportive and pretty cool. So the second one that I ended up making was this guy here. Has the handles on the four sides and works really well.
Raise that way up. Let's get it. Yeah, there we go. There we go.
This doggone thing's pretty heavy. It is pretty heavy. I think this one weighs about 7 pounds. The other one was about 8 pounds. Because I was just grabbing random fill, just like, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. And so it started transforming from there, getting a whole lot cleaner lines and a better fill system. Like those two were sewn completely shut. Now, like with this bag here that I made for MDT, you have a Velcro opening right here that you can actually open and change your fill out and stuff, and it's a whole lot better. I've been researching and doing a lot of stuff for the fill.
That's pretty cool. Because at sorry to interrupt, but at Mammoth, you know what Clifton Reeser did?
What's that?
He emptied his bag at every stage, and then when he got to the next stage, he filled it with sand. Yep. So that he would have less weight because, Mammoth is Mammoth.
I have some stuff on that one. I actually have some, I sent one of these bags off with my cousin who happens to be a frogman. And that was one of the first things he asked me. Can I open this up, dump out the fill so I can put sand in it? I was like, yes, you can. He's like, okay, cool. Let me try this out. I'll let you know how I like it. That was actually on one of these, the Comanche bags, the littler ones. So this one, this is actually the Saracen Deluxe.
Hey, I found it. Sorry, I found my hole in my bag that I didn't know was here. Oh, cool! Look at all the things inside. I'm gonna lose this now before this ends up all over my office.
We've now lost Greg.
Sorry, squirrel.
But so this is a Saracen Deluxe. I have non-slip on top. I have QD mounts on the side for the straps, and then of course non-slip on the bottom. But shoot, you made me lose my train of thought, dude.
Sorry, you made me lose mine. So now we're even.
It's like a range bag, dude. I had a range bag for years, and I swear I'd never seen this pocket. It was like hidden under like a flap. And when I found it, I'm like, holy shit! I had this range bag for like 3-4 years, and I never even noticed that zipper was there.
So I got one better. In my 4Runner, a buddy of mine had the same thing, but a lot less four-wheel drive and big as mine for about 3 years before I got mine. And we were sitting there, and he's checking it out, and I was like, "Yeah, dude, the hidden glove box is my favorite part." And he's like, "The what?" It's like, "Yeah, the hidden glove box. It fits the Glock 19 fits perfectly in there." I was like, "What are you talking about?" I walked up and showed him. He's like, "This has been closed for the past 4 years. I had no idea this was here."
Yeah, we never read the manuals to our cars, neither. And it's like I still don't know what buttons do in mine. Just drive it. There we go. But sorry to interrupt you. I'll finish it. Go ahead and finish talking about that bag if you can remember what you were talking.
No problem. This guy is 5.5 pounds now, so down from the 7+. And then so I started thinking about like this could be very, very good for military and law enforcement applications, but your regular Marine sniper is already overloaded by the amount of gear and water that he has to carry. I can't foresee him wanting to carry that 3.5 pounds. And so I started redesigning it and thinking about it. Talked to Frank Galley, and Frank was like, dude, you need to make this smaller. He's like, you make this smaller, this thing's going to be amazing. And so after I talked to Frank, I started redesigning and came up with the Comanche. And so this is the Saracen. The Saracen was Sam Houston's horse that got shot out from underneath him at the Battle of San Jacinto. And then the Comanche, and Comanche was the lone survivor of Custer's detachment at the Battle of Little Bighorn. And so I just started designing this guy and came out with that. It's been there was a few iterations of it, just trying to figure everything out and get it right. And I finally got it right, and this thing has been pretty amazing. It's one of my favorite things in the world. It's awesome because it's lighter. This is 3.3 pounds on its normal fill. That's a whole lot easier to swallow than 5.5 or 7 even. So the soldier load is that much less. And so I'd sent one to an FBI agent, and the FBI agent asked me, he's like, dude, you need to make this lighter. He's like, we got to get this lighter, still work the same way. I was like, crap. So I started researching, and then finally one day my Google Foo and the stars aligned, and I found this outfit that has some lighter fill, and that's what's in this one, which is a Comanche Deluxe. I have a non-slip on top, and then QD mounts on the side. But this bag weighs 1.6 pounds, and it still moves and conforms the way it's supposed to. It's pretty amazing on how well this thing will actually works and still be as light as it is. The light fill is pretty doggone expensive. It's not quite available yet. Few folks out there have it. But hopefully here pretty soon I'll have it available on the website so somebody can choose heavy fill or choose light fill.
All right. We got a giveaway that Warhorse Development wants to put on here, and I don't want to get too deep in the show without announcing it. You're going to give away one of those bags that you just talked about, right? Is that what we're doing?
The taffy bag. This is a really neat little bag. You have straps you can attach to your rifle. Works great as a rear bag too. This particular one actually has a light fill in it, so it weighs about 7 ounces. The normal fill on the taffy bag with this, like this guy here, is about 1.5 pounds. But I got the light fill in here down to 7 ounces, which would be great for hunting, law enforcement, military applications, and it still moves and conforms just nicely to whatever you want. It works.
You know, I'm out here on the East Coast, and everybody is, you know, there's a big company down here in the Southeast. I won't say it since this is your show, but they have the big, heavy one of their bags that just came out, and that's advertised as heavy, and everybody's buying it because it's heavy. And I've played with it. I mean, it's a good bag, but I'm like, gosh, I don't want to haul that around a match for 2 days. I have a hard enough time carrying my rifle and my tripod and my bag, and I'm like dragging by the end. I don't want a lot of weight.
No, I completely understand it. Well, like I said, I'm thinking about it from, so we do this, it is a fun sport, doing the precision rifle game. I go to matches to verify my training and to verify my gear that I'm building. Because my end user is a competitive shooter, but my end user, my true end user, is that Marine sniper, that soldier downrange, freaking protecting our lives. That's my true end user. That's who I'm really concerned about on how well this stuff works. Is if it works good for them, it should work good for the competitive shooter, and I think we should be happy with it. The heavier the better. Yes, that is the old adage with all of precision long range shooting. The heavier the better. So the heavier the rifle, the 20-pound rifle works very, very well. You got a heavier bag so you can stabilize better all the way around. But I'd still personally rather be a little bit lighter and be able to, like, I hunt with my 308. My 308 weighs 17 pounds. I take it out in the mountains and hunt with it. I packed my Comanche around with me while I was hunting elk this year when it still had the heavy fill in it. And that wasn't a bad load. It really wasn't a bad load going up and down those mountains.
Well, even for me, transitioning, I mean, if I'm on a barricade and I'm trying to move the gun and the rifle, I know for y'all, you're like 6'2", and you got testosterone and muscles, and I'm just not that built. So I struggle more if my bag is heavy. I don't do well with a really heavy bag because I'm struggling with the rifle and struggling with the bag, and I do better with something that I can manage a little bit better.
Yep, and that works very well. Like my boy, my 9-year-old boy, I'm getting him into doing all this good stuff. He's running this lightweight Comanche, and he's doing very well. We have his 243 set up pretty light, and he runs that rifle in this bag. He can move around with it and carry it himself, moving barricade to barricade, pretty easy. And that 243 is a kitten too. I have it. It's shooting 110s at 2850, so it doesn't even recoil.
Wow.
Nice.
It's pretty sweet. The dang thing's a hammer. We took it out to 1,500 yards. So it's pretty neat. And
that's awesome.
For little guys, ladies, and the operator, this light fill is awesome. It really, really is. I actually prefer it too. A lot of the matches that we do out here, we have to hike. So like I'm running a match this May, the Rifleman's Team Challenge, the Blood Stripe Sniper Challenge, where we're giving part of the proceeds to the Recon Sniper Foundation. It'll be physical, but it's not going to be terribly physical. It's not going to be a mammoth, but there will be an pump on it. The country that we have out here is pretty unique, and you'll be walking down these deep gorges and back up the other side of that gorge. I'd much rather be carrying a 1.6 pound bag compared to a 3-pound bag or even a 5.5 pound bag.
Yeah, for sure. Let's get into the giveaway details because we kind of went into some conversation. So we're giving away the bag. Warhorse is doing that. What are the details? So what I was thinking, because this was an on-the-fly kind of deal, I was thinking head over to Warhorse Development's Instagram and Facebook page, shoot them over a like, subscribe, whatever you guys got, and I guess Chaz, you're going to kind of calculate those. I don't know, maybe like, I don't know, what do you want to give it, a week or so?
Yeah, let's give it a week. So what's a week from today to right now?
A week from today, what are we at?
226.
26. Yeah.
That'll work.
Should we put up a post on TSM where they got?
Yeah, we'll put up. Yeah, if you want to do a post, or we can do a separate post after we go live, just with the details. If you go over to Warhorse's pages, give them a like, and I guess they'll, do some random magic, and someone will win one of those bags.
Yep, that'll work. So I'll put a post up on the Shooter's Mindset page that just kind of says this is the post for the giveaway. And then to win the giveaway, what you have to do is you have to comment and like the post on Shooter's Mindset, and then you have to go and like Warhorse on Instagram and Facebook.
Boom, there we go.
Official rules.
Those are the rules. We're done. All right, we're going to get in. If you're not one of those lucky folks that can win a bag from them, we also got a couple of discount codes that can help you save some money. So we'll start off with Chaz. What do you have as far as discount codes?
We got a discount code for you guys, and that code is Mindset. All caps, one word. Love that word, Mindset. And just put it in. 10% off all soft goods. Can't get 10% off the matches, sorry. That stuff is going to Recon Sniper Foundation, so
there we
can't
go.
do that.
So 10% off soft goods over at Warhorse's website. What's the website again?
www.warhorsedevelopment.com.
Boom, there we go. Save yourself 10%. Jen, you have some discount codes. What do you have?
Yep, you can get 10% off at carbonarms.us on carbon arms, shotgun, shell caddies, all that good stuff using TSM10. You can also get 10% off of Under Industries jerseys, jackets, all that stuff, like my jacket back there. So check out Under Industries on Facebook and tell them we sent you. You can get 10% off. And you can get 10% off in the Shooter's Mindset store if you use the most awesome code ever, which is Jen TSM10.
Boom, there we go. Cannon, what do you got?
You can save 10% off at Overwatch Defense with the code Cannon10. Shoot them an email or give them a call. They give you an awesome Cerakote job, and they also have all sorts of other cool stuff for sale as well.
There we go. Got a couple on my end here. The folks over at Tactical Shit, shop.tacticalshit.com, TSM10, 10% off store wide. If you're in the St. Peters, Missouri area, stop by their retail space. Shout it at the cashier, save you 10% off. All right. TaranTacticalInnovations.com TSM10 is good for pretty much all their parts on there. It's not good for Combat Master STIs or full builds, but if you need some base pads, magwells, sights, all that stuff, 10% off TSM10 at Taran Tactical Innovations. UMTactical.com TSM10 for AR stuff, holsters over there, and that'll do it for discounts on our end. Stop by, support those folks. It really helps us out. Did you have an ARCA Rail option on some of those bags?
I have done an ARCA Rail. It's pretty cool, but it's not quite right. So I actually try to get folks more into Comanche Deluxe versus a ARCA, because this is right. I like this. I like how this works. But the ARCA option, it's awesome. And I'm working with a couple guys on trying to figure it out and make it the way it should be. I was actually talking to Sky Thomas the other day, Thomas from Skypod. He and I were talking about how we can make it better, what design we would actually need to make it right. So hopefully here soon, within the next month or two, we'll have it right, and we'll get the ARCA back up and going. One of the problems that I had with it, on the top of the ARCA bag, we had the ARCA would mount right here. You could pop that ARCA off and put it back on, but the doggone thing was you had this big old metal ring right there. And that would, if I didn't want to use ARCA, I'd have to either run my bag on either side of the ring instead of going over the top of it. If you guys could see, I had a big old metal ring right there, and you could pop the ARCA off and put it on. I'd have to run it on either side of that metal ring. Wasn't a huge fan of that. So we're trying to figure out how we could do it better. So, and I don't like putting out things that I don't want to use. So.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, that can't be done right. I can't help but notice there's some. Is that elephant in the background there? There has to be a story behind that? Is it?
That's an elk hide.
elk hide. Shit shows how much I know about hunting, but it still's got to be.
That's
an elephant. That shit must be awesome, right?
That elk hide there actually was one my dad shot when I was a boy, like a young, little tiny guy. He gave it to my wife and I as a wedding present. So my elk hides, every elk I've shot except for one, I've got the hide tanned and giving it to the kids. So each one of my kids have a elk hide. Oh,
that's cool.
Yeah, but we have another one on the way, so I got to shoot more elk.
Oh, congratulations!
Yeah, due next month. Oh, pretty excited.
Indeed, I heard you're running a match to benefit the Recon Sniper Foundation. Can you tell us a little bit more about this match and organization?
Yes, so the Recon Sniper Foundation is an outstanding organization that helps reintegrate not only reconnos or snipers, but any veteran back into society and get them back into the brotherhood of friendship by getting folks out shooting down range and going to matches, whether it be a 3-gun match, IPSC match, or precision rifle shooting. And they're a fantastic organization that keeps the memories of folks that have died downrange alive. So every team member from the Recon Sniper Foundation, they don't have Prime written on across their shirts. They don't have Warhorse Development or Armageddon Gear or whomever. They have the Recon Sniper Foundation in the name of a fallen recon or sniper. They're an outstanding organization to do that kind of stuff. And so I thought I'd help them out by running a match and sending them some money so we can get more folks help. This match will be held here at the farm. So we live in a farm north of Valier, Montana. And actually where the match will be held will be another 3 miles north of us on the Two Medicine River Canyon. So we'll be shooting along the rim of a 200-foot cliff where the Two Medicine River runs through. It's right above the headwaters of the Morass River. And the winds there are insane because we have all these huge draws that go into the canyon, plus the canyon itself. And being on the eastern front of the Rocky Mountains, that wind comes whipping through there. I've actually ran matches where we've had 40-mile-an-hour winds. And,
I was gonna mention the wind difference. I just shot my first match out in Arizona. Not my first match, but my first West Coast match in Arizona. And somehow the gods were nice to us and the winds were not ridiculous. Like it was like a hold left edge kind of day, you know? Both days, really. It picked up a little bit. We were off edge a little bit at far distance, but most of them were not leaving the plate, which was unusual from what everybody said. And I went to this match like all scared of the wind because I'm used to East Coast, and then we didn't have very much wind. So is it always different? Every match is crazy wind out there, or?
Every match is different. So some matches are high winds, some matches are not high winds. It just depends upon how God is smiling at us at the time. The majority of the time, if I have a high wind match, when I go out and proof the entire match, it's a beautiful day. It's no big deal. And so I'm like, oh yeah, these guys will be able to get 9% easy. No big deal. And then come match day, it's blowing 35 miles an hour, and everybody's like, what the hell? These targets are too small. Like, it's the wind.
Yeah.
But so I've had some pretty good shooters come over here, and I ran a Rifleman's Team Challenge match last summer around July 4th, and it was Nick Adarzi and Adam Cloninger, and both of them like, oh, this is just crazy. I don't understand what's going on. Like we're questioning our dope, we're questioning our rifles, we're questioning everything, and they're like, we have to understand it's the canyon and the draws that are doing it to us. We just gotta trust, believe the bullet, believe what your dope is, and believe what you've done before, and just go with it. It's pretty, because we'll have push, we'll have lift. There's one spot, if the wind's blowing right, you can shoot and think you'll have a 25-mile-an-hour right to left wind, and by the time that bullet gets to the target, you're at a zero wind for what actually happens through all them draws.
That is crazy. I met Adam at TPRC.
Adam's pretty awesome.
While we're talking about all this, I'm gonna pin this up here. He was talking about like canyons and this and that and the other thing. And I had to ask for some pictures. This is where they shoot. And for those of us that shoot on the East Coast, this does not look like a place to go shoot.
No.
But this just looks like I was just blown away when I saw these pictures, so I figured I'd kind of share them with you guys.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's my boy shooting there. We were shooting, I think, 800 yards that day.
So, like, where is the target at on this? Like, where's 800 yards away here? Is he down in here or over? Or?
We have some down in the bottom there, but the one that we were shooting at that day was up on the point of the rim there, like a straight line from there, right there. Yep, keep going to your right. Yep, it was on our side of the canyon right there.
That's awesome. I've got to come out there and play sometime. Like, that's just beautiful.
And so we're lucky enough to have landowners around us that don't really care what I do as long as I don't impact farming. So when I go, we'll shoot across the canyon, and it takes me 30 miles to go 300 yards because I have to go way around to come back in on the other side of the canyon there to set targets over there. Then I'll actually rappel into the canyon and set targets down in the bottom. And it's pretty amazing. I have a couple of really good friends that will come out and help me, but a lot of the time I'm doing most of that by myself because they actually have to work real jobs and not do what they love. So
that's crazy.
It's pretty fun.
Are you shooting enough? Are you shooting enough elevation to make a difference in dope?
Not really. It's not that far. There will be some. Sometimes you have to aim at the bottom of the target compared to center of the target just to hit it, but it's not that bad. We have another chunk of ground that I'm going to try and convince my in-laws to let me shoot on and do some fun stuff up there where I'll be able to really get a big incline. And then I'm also running a PRS match on Memorial Weekend this year, but we're doing that out at the Teddy Roosevelt Memorial Ranch over in DePuyer, Montana. And from one of those spots up there, and it's right up against the mountains. It's right doggone up against the mountains. And up there we can shoot 1,100 yards. I think it was 13 degrees at 1,100 yards, which you would then have to change your dope. But we'll have some fun there. I'm kind of hoping to have a little bit different PRS match than what's the norm with what we have up there.
Where I'm at, we don't have any elevation really to shoot, but I'm lucky that here, just 30 minutes from me, they have GTI, which they teach is Government Training Institute. They taught a lot of FBI and all, and they have huge towers and they teach elevation shooting and like what it does to your dope and what you need to do. Right. So now they're teaching civilian classes out there. So I want to eventually go take one of those. I've heard it's very good that they are teaching it's PRS shooters that are teaching it. So anyway, be cool to learn that aspect of it.
That's wild. That's wild terrain. I mean, you said that's in your backyard. I mean, I've probably never seen anything like that before. Let alone, I mean, I never really toured the West Coast worth of shit, but
it actually was going to be a nuclear facility. We have Savannah River site right here. It's right next to it. And it was going to be another big nuclear facility. So it's very urban. It's got buildings and everything, but Jimmy Carter nixed it. And so nothing's been done with the land. It was never anything nuclear. It was like built to be that, but never was. And nothing ever happened to it. Now they own the land and they shoot on it. So.
Bam. Agreed. Want to get in a couple just comments here on the live side. Havoc Legion shooting team checking in, and Eric says, "Hi guys, cool stuff. Appreciate you guys watching." Once again, if you guys have any questions, you can top right hand corner join the YouTube side of things or the Shooter's Mindset on Facebook. You can get them in over there. What else we have? Any other matches you will be hosting this season?
Just a PRS match on the Memorial Weekend out there in DePuyer. I also do a Toys for Tots match every December, and we've done 2 of them so far. We'll be doing another one this year, and The entry fee is just, it's a $20 toy that goes straight to Toys for Tots, and then you throw $10 into the pot, and depending upon the amount of shooters that we have sign up, it'll be winner take all or first, second, third. This past year, I tried a different venue, another neighbor's place, and it turned out to be pretty awesome. It was really, really cool. It was cold, but it was really fun. We shot in snow, and we had some up angle shooting, which was pretty fun. And it turned out to be pretty nice. And I think we raised close to $600 something for toys from Toys for Tots Foundation. Oh.
That's awesome. I still love how you're talking about like, oh, at my neighbor's place. I'm
it's like I'm like, what's
it's like,
going on?
yeah, you know, I'll go over. Probably the person that I know that owns the most land is like 15 acres, and there's definitely not 1,000 yards in a straight line on it. That's totally another east versus west thing there.
Yeah,
I have an 800-yard range right here at the house.
I can shoot a BB gun in my backyard.
exactly. Yeah,
and we all have restaurants. Well, we don't have the cool restaurants. It takes to get to anywhere that's like really worthwhile to eat. Actually, there's a really nice restaurant in Dupuyer, which is 40 miles away. But like Great Falls is hour 15, hour 20 away from us. So it's a give and take. If you want to eat cool restaurants or shoot long range, I'd rather shoot long range. My wife's a good enough cook.
Yeah, that's good. It's a good quality to have. The Vortex big, what is it? Big medicine match, precision rifle challenge. What's that about?
Vortex big medicine precision rifle challenge. That's the one that at Dupuyer. Vortex is our headline sponsor. They've been amazing. I really like those guys at Vortex. Nick Laufenberg's the man. They've put a whole lot of support towards us for doing that. We have proof research that has thrown a whole bunch of stuff at us. They're pretty amazing, and they're just across the mountains from us. Same with Defiance. They're right across the mountains. They're helping us out too. Yeah, we're only a little over 2 hours away from where Defiance and Proof, USO, and all those other guys are at. They're over in the trees on the other side of the mountains, where it's kind of like where you guys are. They have to really search for the long range places out there, or know somebody that knows somebody, because they got a lot of trees over there compared to over on this side. But that one will be out at the Dupuyer, the Teddy Roosevelt Memorial Ranch. This ranch is actually owned by the Boone and Crockett Club, which is a pretty big organization. If you guys know about hunting deer or elk or anything else like that, there's always that B&C score on deer and elk for how big the critters are. And that's who owns this ranch. And it's pretty neat venue. On that place, there's a Rasmussen house where it actually has like 32 bunks in there. So we'll be able to have people stay at the match facility. There's another couple of houses where we can house people right there. We're going to be putting on a dinner. I'm trying to get the local brewery on board, which is pretty easy because it's my wife's cousin. So it'll probably be and we'll have a pretty good time out there, especially considering the remoteness of where we live. And then there's Buffalo Joe's, which is a restaurant there in Dupuyer, which is an amazing place to eat if you're out. And if anybody comes out to Glacier National Park, just come on down to Dupuyer, eat at Buffalo Joe's, because that'll be one of the best steaks you ever have in your life. They don't pay me either. They're just really good.
Are they on your jersey?
Yeah, that's right. No, my jersey says me, and I have a cougar on it.
Nice.
There we go.
But,
If I put a cougar on my jersey, it would look a little funny.
Yeah. Oh man. Anything else? Any upcoming match? Well, we talked about a lot of upcoming matches. Any goals or projects for the company coming up?
So we got some pretty amazing stuff happening in the UK with the military over there. Those guys are pretty awesome. The fellow we're working with in the United Kingdom, Phil Warren with PTW Consulting, he's amazing. This dude is a go-getter and a half, and if this comes through, it's going to be pretty amazing and huge. In Australia, we have James with Low Viz Gear. He's doing some pretty awesome stuff down there with our products and some of the stuff that he wants to do with our products and with his own company, working with the military and law enforcement down there. And over here, I guess we're working with superheroes over here too that are protecting us every day and trying to get them the stuff that they need. And also have a couple bags in the works and some other stuff in the works that I think will be pretty fun for competitive shooting, and then some other stuff. So our goals this year, well, my personal goal this year is I want to make it the PRS finale. That's my personal goal. So I'll come over there and shoot on the East Coast, Eastish coast.
That's right.
Nice.
So,
hopefully we'll see you there.
Yeah, I really want to see how Shannon runs a match, because I think if he can run 450 shooters in that small area, the organization has to be amazing, and I'd really love to see what he does.
Yeah, I still don't know how he does it. I was absolutely blown away.
It's a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, and if I could glean something off, if I could glean something off of him and be able to do half of what he does over here, that'd be pretty awesome. Yeah. I think that, because it has to be one hell of a well-oiled machine to run that many folks through. I mean, yeah, hell, just getting through McDonald's is a nightmare.
Yeah, for real.
And he's getting 450 people through a match. So, what's your favorite match you've shot here recently?
Well, I just recently shot a match down in Texas. I went down to Dallas to go get a machine, and I figured that's a really long ways to drive, and I better shoot a match while I was down there.
Obviously.
And I searched through Wyoming, Colorado, Oklahoma, Utah, and Texas, and the match at Texas Precision Rifle near College Station, that was the closest out of all the matches that were running that weekend. And so I shot there and it's run by Dave Ferguson and Preston Wink. And that was
P. Winky.
Yeah.
P. Winky, you owe me a quarter. There's your shout out this week.
They're a really great bunch of folks. They made me feel right at home. Right off the bat, they were joking with me and giving me crap and taking it right back. I really enjoyed myself down there. It kind of sucked because it was raining the entire time, and I come down to Texas expecting hot, coming from minus 40 to well, it's 40 degrees above, but it's still rainy and cold, and it's that different wet cold. And
dude, that's why they call it the Precision Rain Series.
Yeah, that's right. That is completely true. That was a really fun match, but I'd have to say probably one of the best matches I've shot would be either Kettle Falls or the Sniper's Hide Cup. What you're doing, like, there was no prize table at the Kettle Falls match with the Rifleman's Team Challenge Series, and there wasn't much for the Sniper's Hide. It was about the shooting and the positions and what you have to do there, and just the community that was there. Those were probably the best matches for that, because it made me a better marksman just shooting those matches and being around those folks that I could ask advice from, and then being with my partner Brandon while we're shooting those, and him saying, "Okay, no, dude, you need to do this," and go from there. Those are really awesome matches. I'd suggest if you ever get a chance to shoot any in motion targets match, they put on one hell of a good match. They really do.
That's awesome. So the other day, wow, slurring words there. So the other day we were talking about, with you and I both having engineering backgrounds, we both kind of agree that like 2's 1, 1 is none. And we kind of started talking about like a lot of the little things that we bring to matches, or the things that kind of help us or help us help other people. What's some of the stuff you bring with you when you go out to shoot?
So I have a toolkit. Of course, I have 3 different Allen key sets of different Allen keys that should fit my rifle, somebody else's rifle, metric to English. I carry, of course, your 1/2-inch wrench. I carry a mallet with me, or a little rubber mallet in case somebody's bolt stuck. I also carry a 45 caliber bore brush and a small rod in case you have a blown case, because you can jam that rod down there with that 45 caliber brush on there and jerk it out and be able to continue mission.
I literally just wrote down 45 caliber brush because that's awesome. I'm gonna
get
the rifle bag.
Get the plastic one, not the brass one. The plastic ones last a little bit longer because they're a little bit more rigid.
Mm-hmm.
They tend to work pretty good. I had that happen to me at a match last year, and yeah, they're in time, pulling my bolt back, shoving that doggone thing in there, pulling it out, putting the bolt back in, shooting, having it happen again immediately.
Oh man.
Come back out and still finish on time. But that was my dumb fault for reloading improperly. I oversized the brass and I weakened the wall. But that was me. Lesson learned right there. Then some of the other stuff I carry, so AEM Precision, they make this really cool rain fly. It goes over your scope and your action. It's an action cover. I can't remember. 11-second cover or something like that. And that at Carstetter last year, the match that they held up there, it rained on us. And also at the Texas match, too, I used it down there to cover my scope and cover my action, prevent the water from getting in there. They don't want to overpressure the rounds and all that other stuff. That's in there, and it's really lightweight, compact, easy to carry. A thing I got, a piece of advice I got from David Holt from Precision Rifle Division. He carries a baby's booger sucker with him. And
for glass.
Yeah, for your glass.
Jacqueline has one of those, but it's not really exactly that. It's something else, but it's the same thing. It's
it looks exactly like that, but it's not $2 at CVS. It's $20 online somewhere. But yeah, I was so confused the first time I saw that.
Yeah, the thing works. It does work. It's a damn good piece of advice, and I carry it in my ruck from now on. Then I like to have fruit leathers. You know, the nature fruit leathers. Those are my little energy leather or things I take with me. Other than that, I guess your rifle, your bags. So Frank Galley had mentioned one time on one of his podcasts that he'd seen guys with huge rucks. So like when we go to Sniper's Hide, it looks like we're carrying a whole heavy, crazy load of stuff in a ruck because our rucks are jam-packed. Well, it's not because we have a whole bunch of stuff in there. We have a puff bag, like this guy right here, shoved. It's lightweight, doesn't weigh anything. We have it shoved into the bottom of a ruck to take up that space. So we can utilize that ruck as support instead of having to have a bag, because a lot of the matches that we shoot up here are you're gear restricted and how many bags that you can have and what type of bags you can have, like how big your bags can be or whatever. So, but there's no restriction. You can use a ruck if you want to, and so we'll shove that into the bottom of a ruck, and so the majority of 3/4 of my ruck is full of a puff pillow, and like mine I call Nelson, which is George Washington's horse. And then the rest is the ammo, the water, the tools, and stuff like that. So my true load is only maybe 25, 30 pounds compared to, and that's on the heavy side with the water. And then with the rifle. But if you filled the whole doggone thing up, yeah, sure. It looks like you're carrying 70 pounds worth of ruck, but you're not.
Yeah, I ended up using, where was that? My backpack's still dirty from it because it was in a mud pit. Oh,
you guys had the 22 match because my backpack is still dirty too.
Yeah, I need to like empty that out and pressure wash it or something. But yeah, I definitely learned
it gives it character.
Yeah, but it's on my nice clean carpet in here. Don't you laugh at me?
I'm a girl and I don't care.
Don't you sass me. That being said, this was like Thanksgiving and I still haven't done it, so it's probably not going to happen. It'll probably just rub off. But yeah, sometimes the whole ruck, it's a good size for some particular positions.
I mean, the ruck is a useful tool. I think it's a very underutilized tool in the majority of the matches that I've been to, and well, not I've been to, but that I've seen. The majority of the matches I've been to, we're using our rucks all the time. Mm-hmm. It's as useful as bringing one of your tripods along and shooting off a tripod using your ruck, doing all kinds of different things.
Anytime it's a high prone, I'll like flop it down and put my chest on it so that I can so I'm not like trying to balance. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I lay on it all the time.
There we go.
And you don't worry about it if it's filled with a puff pillow, because then you're not crushing your favorite iPod or whatever in there.
iPods.
How many bags do y'all really carry at a major match? I mean, even if you're not allowed all that equipment, do you just like have it in the car type of how many bags?
Hold on.
I carry my rear bag. I have a mini fortune cookie and a pump pillow. That's all I carry.
There we go. And that pretty much gets you through everything you've ran into so far.
Or I borrow, because there's always someone on your squad that has 58 bags.
Boom.
And so I'll borrow from other people. But
And then how many bags are you on?
I have this many, 4, I guess. But really, these 2 are the ones that at the matches I've used these more than anything else. I now have more to throw in there, and I'm picking up stuff and trying this and trying that. Like, this is going to be the most useful thing in some particular situations. This is going to be the most useful thing in some particular situations. So you just kind of got to, I guess, look at where you're going to be shooting. If I have rocks, if I have pipes, if I have chains, if I have anything that's not a 2x4, I think the Warhorse bag is probably going to work really good for that. This fits a 2x4 absolutely perfectly, but you put this on top of a rock and it's just kind of there. So it's something you kind of got to grow with. And generally the more experienced shooters will show up to a match with like 2 bags. And then the new guys like me will show up.
Or the poor shooters. It's not that I'm that good. I'm just poor. So there's that.
Yeah.
Let's say, how many bags do you have, though? Oh, I guess I did buy all your old bags when I started.
There we go. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the Warhorse website here. I mean, this bag looks. I mean, there's some really nice pictures of some of these bags. You're looking at anywhere between what? I'm looking at one for $130. Right now, it just seems to be out of stock. Obviously, contact Chaz and all that stuff if you really want to get one. But these things are definitely, I mean, some of them are a little bit more affordable than the others, but they're just not a drop in the hat. I mean, especially if you have 58 of them, you got a shit ton of money in bags.
Yeah, it can get ridiculous. So, like one of these deluxes, like I feel that they're a little bit more work to do my deluxe bags because I mean I'm inserting these boogers and doing all this and this costs money. These QD mounts cost money. The bases cost money. Adding the non-slip on top of there costs money. And this shit can only get so expensive. So I only charge on my deluxes my material cost. What that material cost me is all you're paying over a normal Comanche. So a normal Comanche is $115. You're paying $140 for a deluxe because that's what my material cost is. I don't actually advertise these Saracen deluxes because that's an extra $50 on top of $130, and I feel bad about it. But it's an awesome bag. It works really, really damn well. But it can get ridiculous, and so I try to. I'm a poor guy. I want to make it affordable for everybody else, and then all the customers. So like the Marines that buy from me, the soldiers that buy from me, they're buying out of their own pocket because this is not. They're not getting issued this from SIF. SIF gear, they're not getting anything. So they're buying this with their own money to go down range and be more effective. So I want to make it more affordable for them to be able to buy it and use it and be successful in their career and in what they're doing. This taffy bag is probably one of the most affordable bags that I have. It's $65. Oh, and you got the non-slip on it. You can strap it to your bag. I really like this one because it's fast, it's quick. Especially if we're doing like a PRS barricade or something like that, you want something that's minimalist to go between you and that board, and it don't have to worry about ARCA mounts or Picatinny mounts or anything else like that. Just strap the doggone thing on and go, and it's really light. Even the heavy version's only £1.5 pounds, so it only adds just a little bit more weight to it. I really like this bag because of that. So when I'm shooting a match, all I'm planning on using this year is these 2 bags. Probably not this one because I'm giving this one away, but similarly to these 2 bags.
If somebody buys it like in the next 2 weeks, they get 10% off.
Right. Yeah, true.
There we go. So we're mentioning again a recap. If you guys are just tuning in, warhorsedevelopment.com is the website. You can check out more information and buy some of these bags. Use mindset for 10% off. Also, we are doing a giveaway here. If you like, we're going to have a post after the show But if you like Warhorse Development on Instagram, Facebook, you're going to get a chance to win one of these bags that we've been mentioning and talking about throughout the show.
You got to go like our posts and comment on our posts, and then like them on both Facebook and Instagram.
There we go. So
I do have one live one off of YouTube. Dr. Dan wants to know if there's any special kit for someone running an AR in a club match. So, I mean, I don't think we need different bags for an AR, but for somebody just starting out at club level matches, you kind of just went over what you would recommend the two things that you use the most. But what would you, if somebody called you on the phone and said, hey, I'm new at this, I'm just starting, I don't have much, what should I get? Those 2 bags?
I would say yes. But if they're running an AR, because of their buttstock and being able to get your rear bag support, I go for something a little bit fatter, like this canister bag. It's a little bit fatter, so you could get under there, because the AR buttstock is so notoriously small. And you need to have that little bit more height in order to get up underneath it. You can also change the fill on this one. This one's a little bit overfill for my taste, but get one of these, put it back there. You can also work as your front bag too, if you want to go with the one bag option. This one's pretty cheap, if I remember right. It's about that $60 mark. Have to ask my wife; she's the brains of the operation. But for an AR, I'd suggest one of these just because of the height difference. But if you're just starting out and you only want to buy one bag, buy the taffy bag. It'll hold you over until you get better, or until you see the holes in your own game. That's what I would suggest. If you want to go from there, I'd definitely get my favorite bag is the Comanche Deluxe, just because even though it's more work for me, it's the most difficult bag I have to make. But it is my favorite bag because the non-slip, because of the QDs. It just works really, really well. It's a good, solid piece of kit. If you're just going to shoot PRS, and that's all you want to do, we're walking 10 yards to the next stage. Doesn't matter. Weight doesn't matter. Get the Saracen. Contact me if you want to do the Saracen Deluxe, because we got the non-slip and all that other good stuff on it. We'll hook it up. Hell, I've even put freaking sand in this stuff and made it doggone 12 pounds for guys. Yeah, they're nuts. But to each their own. You want to carry 12 pounds around and kick butt? That is your deal. I'll carry 1.6 pounds and be okay.
yeah.
And so here's a question kind of off of what you just said, and I know we've kind of hinted on this before. You said a lot of, this person called and I made this for them. This person called and I made that for them. So it sounds like if I want something crazy, I could just give you a call and you could probably hook me up somehow.
Yeah, I'm pretty nice and lenient on making stuff. I actually, it's the doggone engineer in me, because I like to do fun stuff, and like, oh, there's a piece of candy or a squirrel, just. So I do like doing odd things. I've done some pretty awesome custom bags. Like one fella called me up not too long ago, and he wanted to do he's from Germany, but he lives in the States, and he wanted to do one that looks like the German flag, so the red, yellow, and black. So we did him a red, yellow, and black bag just because it's pretty fun. I've done some pretty awesome bags, and like for MVP, we have the ATAX Ghost on the bottom, and then the Sniper Gray that'll match their chassis, and the ATAX Ghost on the top with the rubber and stuff. And then they have the embroidered MDT logo on there.
Ooh.
Please tell me you don't have lime green bags.
Actually, he does have lime green bags, and we've already spoken about that.
Yeah. So
I'm not going to be able to see my targets when I shoot a match with you, because I'm going to see lime green.
Lime green.
The thing is about that lime green, though, it's not even the brightest color I've made. So Sky Thomas, the SkyPod fame guy, he called me up. He's like, "Hey, dude, I want a lime green bag." I'm like, all right, I can do that. So we found him some lime green. When I was making it, I put on my sunglasses. Like, gosh, this is so bright. And then he called me up later. He's like, "Dude, this ain't bright enough." It's like, "I want an orange bag. Make it bright." And so I searched, and I found some orange stuff that was insanely bright. It's so bright that when you're taking pictures of it with your phone camera, the phone automatically dims it because it is too bright for it. So it comes across looking like a pink or a red, but when you actually see it, you're like, holy crap, that is orange. It's so doggone bright. That really sucked bacon. I had them almost completed, and then the Petri dishes that I live with, they got me sick. And I go to finish the bags. I look at it, it just automatically gave me a headache. I was like, nope, guys, sorry, dude, you're on hold until I feel better.
Yeah. There we go. So some custom orders are available.
Yep, I actually do like making custom orders. It's fun. I have some bags I'm making for a sniper friend of mine, Nick, his own, that are custom bags that are going to look pretty awesome. And yeah, I like doing custom stuff. It's fun. And me personally, I like unique things in my own life, and so I know other people do too. So I try to accommodate as much as I can within reason, and try to push them out. A custom order will probably take a little bit longer, just because we have to order new materials or whatever. It will be. It's just, it is what it is. Custom ones cost a little bit more because we have to individually buy some material instead of buying it in bulk like we do with like the Multicam or the Coyote or the ATAX or something like that. But
yeah, makes sense.
They are fun to do though. I do enjoy doing them. They're pretty
there we go. We got any live, or if we can kind of wrap this one up?
I'm good on my end.
I'm good on my end.
Good. We'll wind this one down here to shout outs. Jennifer, you usually start us off. What do you got?
All right. McMillan Stocks. Gina got a sneak peek of her A10, and I told her to sneak back in there and get a picture of mine, and she hasn't done it yet, but she's going to. She's going to keep looking for it. She said she's stalking it for me. So I'm excited about that. Can't wait to get my McMillan stock. Night Force Optics. Warren, awesome bipods and scope mounts. So I have the new bipod. I'll be trying that out at the first match of the season in a week and a half, something like that. Under Industries for awesome jerseys and jackets. Shooters of Augusta, Sharpshooters of Augusta, and GSL suppressors if mine will ever get out of jail. It's been 6 months.
Yeah. I think I think you got 2 more months to go, hopefully. So it'll be soon. Greg, what do you got?
I have Shooters and Sharpshooters of Augusta, Overwatch Defense, PDC Custom, and NDZ Performance. Also, my ears would be thankful to GSL Technologies as well if they'd ever give Jennifer a suppressor, or if they would ever get out of jail.
There we go. Shout out, Chaz. What do you got on your end?
My wife and kids, of course, they put up a lot of crap and a lot of long hours for me. Mile High Shooting, they're amazing people there. Diane and Randy, love them to death. Mike and Adam, they're at Mile High. James at Low Viz Gear, Phil at PTW Consulting, Frank Galley, amazing dude. Nick Gebhardt from ZCO Scopes, Nick Laufenberg, Brandon St. Clair. Those dudes, they supported me when I was ready to give up on myself. So, love those guys.
Awesome stuff. Shout out to my end. If you're watching on the YouTube side of things, right below the video, see the subscribe button. Every Tuesday at 9 Eastern, we're doing a new episode of The Shooter's Mindset featuring another great guest. All right, so the subscribe button will help you stay in tune with that. What do we got? Tactical Shit. Folks over at Tactical Shit, thanks for their ongoing support. Check them out if you're shopping around for some gear. Tandem Cross for all your 22 kind of Ruger 1022 needs. Any parts, you want a race gun for Steel Challenge in 22, they got what you need over there. If you want to email me, theshootersmindset@gmail.com is a good way to do that. Definitely thanks to Chaz here for spending 2 hours of his night, or if you're on the West Coast, shit, sun might still out. I don't even know what time frame you're in, but spending 2 hours with us here, talk about some of his gear and what he's got going on. Lastly, folks over at Taran Tactical Innovations, man, we appreciate them and their support and running their guns. That's always awesome. And we know we got to get ourselves a Combat Master, man. I have to keep looking at videos. I got to have one. But we'll see what we can sell and do. And
I'm waiting on Tony to send me my STI.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to hit that.
STIs are awesome.
I should hold my breath, right?
Nah, I don't know. Probably not. So that'll do it. That'll do it for episode 252 of The Shooter's Mindset. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. We'll see you on the next one.